Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome video. Today we're doing some balloon experiments that I guarantee you've never seen before. So make sure you watch the whole video to find out the results. Alright guys, today I've got two very long-term balloon experiments that I guarantee you've never seen any balloon artist do before. And I don't think any other balloon artist has done these before, at least not to the extent that I've done them. So I'm going to start off with a simple one, which is leaving balloons in an airtight mason jar for over a year. But stay tuned because I also left some balloons in my freezer for multiple years and you will not believe how long they've been in there, and we'll see how they do. But first, let's get to the mason jar. So there's just a handful of different balloons, some 350s. I don't remember because it has been a long time since I've had these in here. They've been in here for over a year. I regret that I did not put a date on this thing. Don't worry, with the second experiment, I did date everything. So they've been in here for over a year, and you know, it's a mason jar, so it's airtight. Just need to open it up, and we'll see how well they inflate, how well they twist, all that good stuff. So let's open it up. There you go. Hang on. All right. They've been opened for the first time in over a year. And let's just pull one out. Oh, I got some fun balloons in here. Here we go. Got a white balloon out. Let's set this down for a second. Got a white balloon. These are Qualitex balloons. I know that at this point in time, Qualitex is out of business. But when I started this experiment, they were very much still going. So let's blow it up and see how it looks. Just gonna make a simple monkey. Or not. All right, well hang on. That's just one balloon that popped. Balloons do pop sometimes, so let's grab another balloon, see what's going on with that. All right, I got a purple balloon. As you guys know, purple is my favorite. This is also a metallic color, which are generally just thicker and do better in general. So let's see how this goes. Okay, it's not popping throughout the gate, so that's a good sign. All right, there we go. Let's just make a monkey and see how well that works. So far feels good. Feels about how I expect it to feel. Okay, twist just fine. Let's add a little bit of Sharpie and hope that works just fine as well. And there you go. Balloon monkey. This balloon, like I said, been air sealed, airtight in a mason jar for over a year, possibly multiple years. So like I said, I didn't put a date. Turned out just fine, but since we did have the one balloon pop, I do think I need to try another balloon. Now some of these balloons that are in here are actually doubles, they're twins as I like to call them, joint together. So let's blow this one up. Now when you're blowing up two balloons that are joined together, you gotta be careful. There's two different ways to do it. One is blow one up at a time, but just be careful not to inflate the back end. Or if you're really good, you can blow them both up at the same exact time, which is what I'm gonna be doing right now. So here we go. Tie them off, then you can tie them together or separate. I'm just gonna tie them together. A little bit harder to tie, but that's just because of what they are. Then you can do a couple fun things with balloons that are already joined together. I'm going to be making a sword. So we're inflating them a little bit more. We got a handle. That didn't quite work, but what I can do is I can just turn this into a hat. Okay. we go, about that size. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, don't inflate the section that's joined together because it might pop. That's true. The important thing is to inflate them at the exact same time. Now, I do have a pinch twist right here, so hopefully even if it does pop, it won't pop the whole thing. Here we go. Nice and easy. I'm gonna create another pinch twist right here. And, you know, got a really weird hat, but it works. So that's 2 balloons that didn't pop. I'm gonna try one more. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this 350 out. I also have a few other, got a round balloon in here. So let's get the round balloon first and I'll come back to the 350. So having round, it does feel a little bit worse for wear. And if you look really closely, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me just get the light right in here. Get the light behind it. Do you see those like freckles or sunspots? You see those coming through? Those are actually weak points in the balloon. Oh my, that looks pretty bad actually. So the 260s look fine. This one I can see it visually. I can see all those weak points. So I would not trust this one. I would not want to give this away to a kid. I'm just gonna squeeze it a little bit because you know kids are squeezing balloons. They're not just holding on to them all nice and gentle. They're squeezing them, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a squeeze. You can tell I'm a little worried about it. Okay, it has held up really well, but like I said, you can see all those sunspots on there. That's what I'm calling them. I don't know if that's true, but that's what it looks like to me. So I wouldn't trust that. Let me try this 350. Okay, it feels good. Gonna make a simple dog with this. See that? How that's a little deformed right there? Let's see. I don't see any. Oh, do you see that? That's a weak point right there. I don't know if you knew that you could find weak points using light, but that is one way to find weak points in the. Well, there you go. Let's take a look at the 260. Just see, I didn't see any weak points with my eye, but will the light detect any? I'm not really seeing any major weak points in the balloon, so yeah, that's good. Now let me check this one too. Let's see. It looks pretty. I mean, you're gonna get a little bit of deformity over here on the tail, but I think that's mostly just because I massaged it, so I kind of created some stuff there. But I think it's safe to say that storing balloons in a mason jar, not the best idea. So we're gonna do one more. So I'm gonna pull out the 160. Here we go. We already did a conjoined balloon. I'm just gonna grab a 160 and see how that held up. So it's a goldenrod. Okay, felt a little bit weird blowing it up, to be honest. Let's see what we got here. It looks pretty good overall, actually. Looks really good. Let's just do a bunch of twists really fast. Just gonna do a bunch of pinch twists. Pinch twists are definitely a bit more stressful than some of the other twists you typically do. So, we'll do a bunch and see if it pops or anything else. If you do this many pinch twists in a balloon without popping, I think it's safe to say that the balloon held up fine. So yeah, so I did probably like 10 pinch twists there, I didn't count. No poppage, all felt fine, so I think it's good. That being said, I do think it's safe to say that storing your balloons in an airtight sealed mason jar, not the best idea. Now I'll be honest, when I stored this, it was mostly out of the sun, but not 100% out of the sun the whole time, which is one of the key factors in making sure balloons are stored properly and last, is keeping them out of the sun. The sunlight will rapidly disintegrate the balloons. In fact, if you want to see another balloon experiment, I'll show you the difference between blowing up a balloon inside in the shade or even just outside in the shade and blowing up a balloon outside in the sun. But maybe that's for another video. But first, I got one more balloon experiment to do. Come with me to the kitchen. because, yeah, we gotta go to the freezer. Oops, sorry about that, almost tripped. So we gotta go to the freezer. So I've had this bag of balloons. I sealed them and stuffed them in the freezer years ago. Hang on, I'm pulling them out right now. So right here. So I've had this bag of balloons in the freezer, just as I showed them to you, for multiple years. 1 second. So you can see I've dated it. So balloon freezer test, I put them in on 6/17 in 2015. So the outside of the bag is a little bit gunky because it's been in the freezer around everything else. I'm just gonna open it up real quick. I'm gonna grab one of those balloons, pull it out. You can see that the balloon itself is actually frozen. It's hard. So I'm just gonna blow it up really quickly. I'm not gonna give it time to defrost. I'm gonna make a balloon monkey. So this is straight out of the freezer. You guys saw the whole thing. Again, these are Qualitex balloons. 2015, Qualitex is strong, no problems. So it's literally been in the freezer for 10 years in the freezer. 10 years. Oh, got a hole in the back, just in the tail of that. Let's get a marker. And a really simple face. So it did have a hole in the back of the tail, but again, that could just be our balloon here. We'll check for any spots. I'm not seeing any spots really, so it looks good. Let me grab another balloon from the bag. So we're gonna have one more balloon. Got a red balloon here. You can see that it's still kind of frozen in place. It's actually a little kind of hard, but as I hold it, it like melts my hand. There you go. And the moment I blow it up, the heat from my mouth like defrosts it completely. So let's check for any spots. I mean, that looks really good. I don't see any spots on here. Again, I'm just gonna make a monkey real quick. If you haven't forgotten, monkey is one of my favorite designs. Looking good, feels good. Looks good. I will say, as I'm twisting it, I smell like, you know what a freezer smells like? Like, not the food in the freezer, just like the freezer smell. I don't know if you know that smell, but if you do, that is the smell that I'm getting as I'm blowing it up, or as I'm twisting it rather. So there's monkey, all looks fine, no issues there. Obviously, like I said, a little bit of stuff on the end, but that's because I give it a massage, so. Let's see, one more balloon, because I did put a few odd balloons in there too. So I'm gonna grab this, you know, a Geo? Anyways, I think it's called a Geo. I might be mistaken, it's been a while. But this is a see-through one, a clear one, which just historically, clear balloons have been some of the weakest ones, you know, naturally. So we'll see how it held up. All right, looking pretty good. Not 100% symmetrical, let's fix that. I do see a little bit of stressors on this thing, but overall, I mean, you can see that, like, there's not really any deformation on it. It looks a little bit rough. I'm just wiping, because it's a clear balloon, you can kind of see some dust on it, which is just the powder that balloons come in. Just kind of wiping that off, which normally is not an issue when I blow up balloons in a clear one. I can see some micro stressors in here. Let's see if we can get in real close and see that. I don't think it's really showing up on camera, but just very small stretch marks inside here, running outside. So I see a lot of them. They're very small, and I'm just gonna squish the balloon a little bit. Let's see. Like I said, clear balloons, if you've worked with clear balloons before, you know that they are kind of the worst when it comes to popping. One of the things you can do kind of is stretch out that hole a little bit if you want to put something inside or through it. It feels fine. So like I said, I do see with my eyes a little bit of stress points that just aren't showing up on camera, but otherwise it feels good. Now, one of the craziest things you can do with one of these is try to do a sidewall bubble. I'm just gonna see if I can do that. There we go. Got a sidewall bubble, turned it into a bit of a square. Yeah, I would say keeping your bags in the freezer will make them last. I mean, this has been 10 years in the making. Like literally almost to the day. So almost the exact day for 10 years that these balloons have been in my freezer. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm gonna reseal it and put them back in my freezer and check on them maybe in another 10 years. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna put these guys back in the freezer. Now you might be wondering, why in the world would you put a bag of balloons in the freezer to begin with? It's a great question. So early on in balloon twisting, I was told, you know, you wanna keep your balloons, store them in a dark, dry place. I'm like, okay, cool, make sure the sun doesn't get on them. Learn very quickly that the sun actually deteriorates the balloons very quickly. Anyway, so I did that. I wrapped them up in a towel. If you guys have ever seen me at a birthday party or a school event or anything like that, I keep my balloons wrapped up, and when I walk up, like in my car even, they're wrapped in a towel so the sun doesn't get onto them until I actually start making the balloons. At one point I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take it a step further because a cool, dry area, what is cooler than the fridge? So I'd actually take my whole apron, wrap it up, and shove it in the fridge. Now at that point, I had like 300 to 500 balloons in my apron. My apron all wrapped up was about the size of a milk jug, like a full gallon of milk. So it wasn't too terrible to keep in the fridge, but it didn't get in the way. It was taking up space in the fridge that other things could occupy. As I got to twisting more and more, my apron far outs got much larger. Putting in the fridge no longer was a viable option. But it got me thinking, you know what if I put some balloons in the freezer? Is that a great place to store your balloons? Well, I think this proves definitively that the freezer is the best place to store your balloons. 10 years and they still work fine. If you guys want to see more crazy experiments from me, make sure you give this a like and comment down below what balloon experiments you want to see. You want to see outside blown up balloons in different conditions, inflating them with water instead of air. Any balloon experiments you want to see, make sure you comment them down below. And if this video blows up, everybody likes it and shares it, I will make sure to film a follow-up video in a month or two showing off some more balloon experiments that'll absolutely blow your mind. Make sure you like and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. This has been a lot of fun, 10 years in the making. See you guys next week.